Hello. Good to see you again. I know it's been a second, and that's because I have been trying to figure out next steps. I feel like I do that more than I actually produce content, but as it goes, things change all the time. So I feel like I'm in a position now where I can kind of provide some good solutions and hopefully get the ball rolling a little bit more. So I think it's no secret that YouTube, well, I'll specify the problem. YouTube's copyright system is an issue. On paper, it's really good and it's really well intended, right? Like if you have work that's been done, you don't want people stealing your work. That makes sense. And that puts content creators like me kind of in a weird position because my channel and my content revolves almost exclusively around copyright work. But I do it under fair use because it's transformative and provides commentary in an educational and informational way. That's at least what the Act from 1976 is supposed to protect us from. And when I mean us, I mean video essayists and other content creators that specialize in film and TV, which this channel has come to be known for. That being said, I don't know if there was something in the water or if this is just what happens when the year changes or if they decided to do something new. But the copyright claims and restrictions I've noticed have gotten significantly worse. 5 of my past videos out of 5 have all either been copyright claimed with the dispute rejected, and I'll explain why that's a big deal in a second, or they have been globally blocked. So nobody in the world has access to that video. I don't even have access to that video. So that one kind of makes sense. If you were one of the 82 people who got to see it before it got taken down, thank you for watching. But it was, and I'm referring to the video that got blocked, a video that provided commentary on the Stranger Things finale. Again, that was no surprise, an underperforming finale. And I was providing commentary that, yes, I don't think the ending was good, but no, I don't think that justifies people harassing the creators and everybody who worked really hard on those stories. And I felt like that provided commentary that was strong enough to transform the content. Netflix, however, felt different. And they said you can either get rid of the video or you can trim out the segments that we deem are an issue. If I were to trim out those segments, it would turn that 5-minute video into 20 seconds. So I thought, well, that's not really much of an option. So I decided to dispute it and say that it was protected under fair use. Netflix rejected the dispute, and they basically told me something to the vein of, look, if you feel like you are in the right that much, you can appeal it. If we reject the appeal, you will be copyright struck instead of claimed, and that will limit your ability to do certain things on the channel. And if you reach enough strikes, strike 3, you will get your channel terminated without any option to save it. And that's kind of hot water for me, especially because of how often I make the videos. So I decided to leave it alone and just let that video be blocked. So the double standards of big companies have always been something that gives these companies a really bad reputation. Netflix and Disney, I've heard, are the 2 biggest problems with this. And I can attest to that because Disney is the only other studio aside from Netflix that has aggressively blocked my work this much. And they blocked my King of the Hill video. So it wasn't even like a Disney princess or anything like that. It was like something that they had acquired over time. So that part I get. And I knew what I was signing up for when I wanted to make this kind of content. I knew that this was going to be an issue, and it was only going to be more of an issue the bigger I got. I just, again, can't stand when companies say, well, we're going to ignore this act in favor of this act because it benefits us. Even though this law benefits you, and you don't have the power to match, going toe-to-toe with us legally. That's what it at least feels like, and I know a lot of content creators feel my pain on that. But the really big straw that broke the camel's back on this is the fact that if you've watched my channel long enough, you'll know the music that plays in the background. I won't play it in this video, but you know it when you hear it. It's called Perfect Beauty. It's a song that I really enjoy enough to put it in my videos, and I got it from Pixabay. And Pixabay is a catalog of curated stock images, footage, and music that is purposely supposed to be copyright-free for content creators. And I am getting copyright claimed on that song. And at first I thought, well, it's an algorithm, right? So it's probably going to automatically pick that up, even though, it's not technically copyright, it's copyright free. The algorithm is supposed to recognize something that was made in the past, right? So I just assumed that was the algorithm doing its job. And it's been doing that since I started using it in the videos, so I didn't think twice of it. But again, with these past videos, all of my disputes about the song have gotten rejected. Which means... Sorry, let me adjust my mic. Which means either Pixabay is full of shit, or the copyright system is more of a problem than before. And I don't know if other people have had issues with Pixabay like this, but I know that there's a track record for YouTube's copyright system being a problem. And I have taken an indefinite hiatus from this channel because of how bad this has gotten. I love being able to share this information with you guys. And I love that the channel's growing. Since the hiatus, I still get subscribers. I'm about to hit 250. It's not a lot compared to somebody like Mr. Beast, but it's a lot to me. And I'm grateful for that. But I don't want to keep making content if it's just going to keep getting blocked like this. I don't feel like the lack of communication is fair to me, and I know the lack of content is unfair to the people who subscribed and implied that they are willing to take time out of their lives to listen to what I have to say. I don't feel like that's fair to them. I understand that as a content creator on somebody else's platform, it has to be fair to me because I'm the one that signed up for it. But again, when I don't know what is going on, when they don't tell me what's going on, and when YouTube has a history of changing things without people knowing, and it's up to professionals to make an educated guess on what's happening, I don't feel like that's a good way to spend my creative energy and my time. So I've been trying to think of a plan to move around this without just straight up saying the channel's done. Because I am going to keep my work up as long as I can before somehow, way or another, maybe the mouse just, puts me on the guillotine block. I want to keep it up as long as I can because I've been seeing that people are interested in what I am providing. But something's got to change. And I think right now, again, because I value transparency with you guys, I am going to be focused on my original content channel, Borealis Stories, where right now it's just mainly devlogs of different animation that I'm working on, and then occasionally, some unique creative projects here and there that tell a story. So that's going to be my main focus from now. Think 80-20. So 80% Borealis Stories, 20% the Borealis Company. Again, if you are invested in this channel, I know that's not the best thing you want to hear, but that's kind of where we're going. All of the content or the scripts that I would normally write and produce for this channel, I'm going to put on Patreon. Because I feel like, at least with Patreon, they are going to honor fair use more than YouTube. That's the hope, at least. So I'm going to be moving down that route. And then finally, any content that I produce going forward on the Borealis Company, I think is going to be more general and more universal. So it's going to be revolved around thematic patterns or symbolism of, things like animals, colors, shapes, objects, whatever. Maybe mythology, maybe public domain stories. Really things that are still in the niche of storytelling, but won't get me in trouble. And that's really the only kind of content that I'm choosing to produce from now on. It will be a curve because I know I'm going to lose subscribers who expected a certain thing, and it's going to take the YouTube algorithm a good while to adjust to my content, but that's going to be the content going forward. If you like the stuff that I've produced so far, I'm going to, again, put it on Patreon. It's going to be free, so you won't have to pay to watch the content. That being said, you won't have to pay for the scripts. So if you like what I'm actually saying, you can read the essays that I normally make into videos. If you would like to see them as videos, you can leave a comment on the Patreon, I think you can, or you can leave a comment on the YouTube channel, and I'll get to work producing that video. But I'm going to be a lot more careful about the stuff that I make. I'm not going to make stuff just because I need to fill in this week's quota. I'm going to fill stuff that's actually worth my time and money. Just because that's how I see the best way moving forward. And again, if you have been on this journey with me, thank you. Genuinely, thank you. And I am grateful enough that I want to be transparent with everybody. And this is my way of being transparent, which is the channel's going to be going into a new, more copyright-friendly direction. All of the content that you've liked in the past, I'm going to make available on Patreon instead, and I'm going to be focusing more of my time on my original work. So, yeah, it's not the update that I wanted to give you guys this early in the year. I am sure it's not the update you guys would want to hear, but that's what I feel like is the best way moving forward. But let me know in the comments too what you guys think. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I want to make sure that we are both moving in the right direction together, both as a creator and a consumer. I want to make sure that I'm actually making what you guys want to make on this channel. The other channel, that's really for me. I want to make stuff that I want to make there. But with this, I want to make sure that I'm making stuff that you guys are actually interested in. So as long as you leave a comment and keep me in the loop, I will keep you in the loop. That's the deal I'm willing to make with you guys. Anyways, I just realized it's the 14th while I'm recording this. Happy Valentine's Day. And I'm going to choose to end this video with love. I love you all. Thank you for being on this journey with me. God bless.